Hey guys, welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show. Today we're thrilled to have fitness queen Courtney Black on the show. She's a qualified PT, fitness influencer, best-selling author, and the powerhouse behind the Courtney Black fitness app, boasting 90,000 subscribers, no less. She's back in returning to Dubai Active, happening from October 25th to 27th at the Dubai Exhibition Centre at Expo City. But first, we're going to hear what's going on since we last caught up. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. So full-time resident now. Obviously, I was living here before, but full-time now. So, yeah, I'm available for all your fitness needs.
Like everyone, you come for a day and you stay for the rest of your life. We've all been there.
Well, of course, I have a lot of questions for you. Actually, Casey and I have a lot of questions for you. We spoke about that during lunch. But my first question is going to be, you are a fitness guru. And you've always been a health hero.
Yeah.
Right? And as well, would you say like the healthy lifestyle has changed your life?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we spoke about last time I come on my eating disorder and how that changed my life and how I've now tuned into fitness to be a lot more focused on health rather than what you look like, and really like using fitness as punishment really to burn off the food that you're eating and not enjoying like waking up and training, because as I said, it is a punishment. But making actual fitness part of your lifestyle and making it part of your lifestyle because it makes you feel good, it motivates you, it makes you more clear-headed, it gets rid of any mental health issues that you have, and it just makes you a better person. And a lot of people don't realise that there's more to staying fit than just what you look like. And a lot of people only really exercise for the physical changes and not for the mental. And I think only when you start to actually start training and start eating healthy that you start realising how many more benefits you get rather than just what you look like.
But it's the starting that's the hard part.
Yeah.
And I wonder, looking back, like how, for people watching today who maybe missed the first show, like how did you overcome and how did you start on the positive journey? Because there's so many people who want to, and how did you turn that corner to, it's like we all talk about like we want to have fun working out, but how do you get there?
Well, it's finding a way that you enjoy working out. Like, to be honest with you, I always get people coming up to me and saying that they love doing my workouts because they enjoy it, it's fun. There's no point going to the gym if you don't know what you're doing, you don't have a plan, you don't have any clear vision, you don't have a clue really. And look, most of the people that are training and exercising aren't really that clued up on fitness because it's not their job. Like, they've got a 9 to 5, they do other things. So why do you need to sit there researching how the best exercise for you to do is? Get someone to help you to do it. That's what my app does, and that's what my workouts do. And we keep people having fun and energized and motivated. And then it just takes the guesswork out of it. Obviously, if you're going to the gym and you're doing like weights and you hate doing weights, you're not going to carry on doing that. Unless you find something that you enjoy doing, that might be boxing, swimming, running, something that you actually have a passion for, you're more likely to stick with it. Fitness isn't a one-size-fits-all. It's not going to give you a magic remedy just by seeing what an influencer does or seeing what your friends might enjoy doing and then you getting results from that. That's not going to work. I love doing my HIIT workouts. I love doing my strength workouts on my app. But I also love playing tennis. I also love running. So it's finding out what you enjoy doing. I hate swimming. Like, I hate swimming. You wouldn't catch me doing like any other kind of sports except really tennis and a little bit of running. I don't like really going to the gym. It's not something that motivates me. So you've got to find what you enjoy and then you're more likely to stick to it and get results from it.
It's so funny because we were actually having this conversation before and Farah was like, I love walking.
Yeah. I mean, I enjoy walking. And of course,
yeah, you're like, no, actually, I don't love it. I enjoy it.
But it's a new journey. It's a new journey.
Literally, I mean, honestly, like because I used to be like that as well. I used to maybe like I would be very hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I'd be very like strict with myself. Like, oh my God, like you need to do this, you need to do that. And I would go to the gym and I'd be very clueless and I'd be like, what am I doing? And people are judging me. I would assume in my head. But of course, like turning your life all around upside down and changing a whole narrative is not easy.
No.
So how hard is it for you and how did you handle actually changing like the whole, I would say, idea and perspective in your...
Look, for me, it's very different to most people, I'd say. Like, well, I say most people actually. Eating disorders are really, really common. Even with people that are overweight, they can have eating disorders. My sister had an eating disorder and she's overweight. She's now obviously lost a load of weight. She changed her life for the better, but it's not just really underweight people that have eating disorders. A lot of people have issues around food. They might be addicted to food, addicted to sugar, addicted to like just eating basically. They use it as their comfort blanket. And finding a way around that is really tough. You have to get to a point in your life where you actually really want to make the change, because it was all well and good people saying to me, you look underweight, or you need to be eating more, or being worried about me. But it was only the time when I could really feel the difference. Like, I was losing friends. I never had any energy. I was not performing well in my job, that I then really wanted to make the change. There's no point sitting here and not being serious about making a change in your life and keep saying it. Like, look, I know it's really common, but I hate it when someone comes to me and they constantly say how upset they are, how much they don't like their bodies, and how much they really feel unhealthy, unhappy, but they have no real determination to change that. Like, and I know it can be really hard getting started, but if you are really that determined and you're really that upset with where you are right now, then you really need to start making changes and start thinking how you're going to change your life for the better. And that could be something as simple as going on a walk every day. It doesn't mean you've got to have a goal of losing 2 stone and train 6 times a week and only eat healthy foods, don't eat any processed stuff. It's not sustainable, you know. But making small changes and just taking steps towards your goal is so important. Otherwise, you're never going to make any changes in your life. You're never going to get further.
It's interesting because there's eating disorders, but then there's, as you said, so many people. Like, I certainly had small phases in my life when I wasn't being my healthiest self.
Yeah.
And I think so many people can relate to that. And because you're so open about your journey, I imagine a lot of people send you their messages, and as you said there, but like, how do you respond to people? Because you probably see time and time again the same questions. Do you struggle with your responses to people? Are you able to respond to so many people that would message you about it?
About
just in general sharing their journeys.
Yeah, of course.
How do you respond to them?
Of course. Especially if they're coming to me with like a serious question. I'm always checking my DMs, and like my team are on my DMs, right? But they'll never respond to anything like that for me. It's just like Q&As about like problems they've got on the app and stuff they'll deal with. And that's why we've got such a big, like, I've got me, Alex and Kathleen on there who I work with every day. And if I miss something, they send it to me and then I can see it, you know? Because if we can help someone like through an issue they've got, then why would we not? It doesn't take a big chunk out of my day, and that's my job. I want to help people. And if anyone's in the position that I was in, I know how much. I had a trainer at the time that was helping me do my PT qualification, and he helped me so much through my journey. And obviously I've gone into a ton of schools talking to young kids about fitness and exercise and their eating disorders. And I've literally seen kids as young as like 12, 13, and their mums have come up to me, or they've opened up to me in front of all their friends. And if you can help someone, then why can you not? Obviously you've got to be careful about certain things that you say around people, because some things can be triggering and you don't know what's going to trigger certain people. But just giving your own honest and open version of what happened to you, I think is really important, because if anything, then people can just relate and see they're not alone.
I have a very important question. What is like the biggest mistake that you have seen very commonly between people who are trying to get to their healthy journey, such as like emotional eating and emotional snacking, which Casey knows I am a victim of emotional eating.
Yeah, same.
Do you tell yourself that you're a victim of it though all the time?
This is what we spoke about. And she tells us all the time, she's like, I'm an emotional eater. And I was like,
yeah.
Well, you're telling me.
Yeah.
Are you actually though? This is it's very mindset orientated, I think, because I always tell myself I'm addicted to sugar. I'm really not. Like I'm not being funny, but if you compare me to a normal person, I probably eat like a tenth of the amount of sugar someone else eats. I probably like me wanting ice cream is not me being addicted to sugar. It's just me enjoying the taste of ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So, but I say I'm addicted to sugar. I'm really not. Like, I barely eat any, like, artificial sugars, yeah? So you saying you're an emotional eater, but by the way, me keep saying that I am addicted to sugar, it makes me want it even more, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm addicted to it. I love it. I love it. When I don't think about it most of the day. So I think changing your mindset around something is so important. Like,
and
it's so important.
That's
and if you know you're an emotional snacker, when you're emotional, don't have unhealthy snacks in the house.
I try to, the thing is, I don't have unhealthy foods at home, for example. And I was saying, Casey, like I have peanut butter and dates.
Okay, this is another thing though, right? So
like
you're craving a cookie, like you're really craving a cookie,
Yeah.
You're craving a McDonald's, you're really craving it, but you've only got peanut butter and dates in the house, so you don't just have one. You have 6, and then you could have had a cookie, and you're still thinking about the cookie, and you probably then go and eat the cookie.
True.
Sometimes, if, for example, it's our time of the month, or we are going through something that's emotional, or we just fancy it. Like, it's okay to just fancy something. Just have it. Like, don't stand there because you're going to be thinking about that all week. Yeah,
That's true.
But you're going to keep going back to the cupboard and thinking, I'll just have a date. I'll just have some peanut butter. You can probably have like 600 calories in dates and peanut butter.
Yeah,
That's
but how
true.
good would that be?
You know?
We did want to jump into some advice because we were having this conversation, and then mums, for example, have it really tough because they can't just have dates and peanut butter and apples in their house because they've got all the meals and there's all the snacking.
And when they're making the meals and the kids don't eat them, they then eat the kids'
exactly.
food. Yeah?
So what kind of advice can you give to someone that they have to have food all around them, but they want to, I guess, be a bit more balanced with their set meals per day?
I would definitely say that in their diet, they've got to have a bit more of a less strict diet, because then when they are around the food that their kids are eating, it doesn't bother them as much. And I find that for myself, when I'm telling myself, I can't have that, I can't have that, I can't have that, all I want to do is eat things I can't have. And if, for example, if I'm saying to myself, I'm trying to limit the amount of sugar that I'm eating, limit the amount of sugar, but then I don't like crisps, right? And I'm not really big on like biscuits. I'm more chocolates than sweets. But if there was biscuits and crisps in front of me, but I've been restricted, I will cane them. I will eat the whole lot. But that's just because I've been saying to myself, oh, I need to limit this, and now my cravings just sky high. So the women that are trying to obviously get in shape while all this food's around them, just realise you don't have to cut every single food out of your diet. And if they're actually enjoying their meals a bit more, then if they're actually eating the proper meal for themselves for breakfast, eating a proper meal for themselves for lunch that they've made, that's making them feel good, it's keeping them nourished, it's full of protein and fibre, let's be honest, if you feel full and satisfied, you're less likely to then pick at your kids' food, which you probably don't even want in the first place. Like, no adult wants to sit there and eat a toddler's food.
Yeah, chips and peas.
Do you know what I mean? That's not and with, like, I hear this all the time, like how many chips mums eat, because they're probably not eating enough themselves. You're not giving yourself enough time. You're not prioritising your own meals. And then when it comes to it, you're just snacking and grazing. And you've ended up eating more anyway. So I'd definitely say prioritise actually having your own meal set. Now, you're going to give me the thing that we don't have time to have a meal set, meal prep, like batch cook, because it can take 30 minutes and you can have 3 days worth of food done, you know? So kind of just set your time and set your responsibilities that way. And I guarantee you, if you're actually eating properly, you're going to be picking less.
Right.
TikTok. I want to talk about TikTok. Of course, I don't know if you have seen all over TikTok, there are like inspirations or things that I would say, or maybe I believe are very toxic.
Yeah, well, a girl got banned.
Culture.
Right.
Yeah, a girl got banned. She's from America. She's not from Dubai or England or anything. She's from America. I won't say her name just in case like, it's rude or anything. But she got banned because she kept putting up things that was like, how I eat to stay skinny, what I do to stay skinny. This is what if you want to be skinny, eat this. Really like bad advice, like really terrible advice. And she's been banned from TikTok. So, but I think she had like nearly 1 million followers.
But she was banned, so well done TikTok for taking that
Yeah,
move. But like
most
she's not the only one.
Yeah.
And like there is, once you go down a hole of whatever your algorithm feeds you, you get it back. And I just wonder, do you think that there's a link between unhealthy eating habits and social media?
Yeah, for sure. Like 100%. Like it's not even just like what I eat in a day is like that are not healthy and like showing like way under eating and models showing what they're eating and stuff. But it's just like seeing really gorgeous people. These people could be healthy, right? But they look incredible, and comparing yourself to them. And like, look, that's not their fault. It's not the person's fault. Like, so you can't delete them from Instagram and TikTok. That's us. So we need to then kind of unfollow and not look as much. Like, if you find yourself comparing, just don't be on there as much, because you can't always avoid it. Like, even though you might not be following them, you can't always avoid it. And look, most of these people, it's not their fault. It's ours, and it's our own insecurities and our own like issues with our bodies. Like, we've got to realise that, and I'm a culprit for this as well. You're not going to look like someone else, like no matter how much you try, right? I'm not going to look like J-Lo if I go to the gym 6 times a week and eat J-Lo's diet, because J-Lo is completely different genetically to me. I'm not going to look like a Victoria's Secret model because they're 5'10", I'm 5'2", and they've got the body of a supermodel, whereas I haven't, but my figure's still banging, do you know what I mean? So you've kind of just got to relax, and because we can't sit there and ban everyone that's like posing on Instagram and stuff, you know, because realistically not everyone's doing something negative and wrong.
True that.
I mean, that is why, like, all over TikTok, I see a lot of videos of like, oh, you should if have apple cider vinegar before a meal because then I don't know what it will not get you a lot of sugar in your system, and then you can eat whatever you want. So it's a lot of toxic things. I do agree with you, but like, regarding the fitness journey, what is one thing that you would change?
I don't think I'd change anything, to be honest. That's what I just thought. But because even though I had like a really bad relationship with my food for years and years, and look, it does still sometimes have a little trigger in your brain and you think, oh, and then you're like, no, you've come past that, you're better than that. And like, I think that's natural. That's always going to happen to people, right? Especially if you've had years of a bad relationship with food. You're always going to have like little, but as long as you can remember how strong you are and remember how to overcome it, you're all good. But being that way around food and with my body taught me so much with how to deal with clients, with how to make myself stronger, how to get people in the best shape, how to get people healthy, how to approach people, how to approach my friends, my family, and how to really like love helping people get fit healthily. Because I feel like if I hadn't gone through that, you never know, like I might be watching these things and not realise how toxic they are. Or I might be like thinking about cutting my calories down and not really realise how toxic that is to be eating such little calories. And then I could have been giving people that advice as well. So I think that is really important to remember that.
Speaking of advice and your clients, the Courtney Black fitness app has 90,000 subscribers.
No, it doesn't. I read that earlier.
What? I don't know where I got this.
30,000.
30,000. That's awesome.
I read it earlier and I thought that'd be great.
Well, 30,000 is also no.
Do you know what?
feat.
In lockdown, we had near that amount, but that was when everyone was like at home. And I mean, talking about businesses, like every I think online fitness program at the minute has kind of dipped a little bit.
Right.
No one's really invested in themselves as much as they was during lockdown. And I actually want to discuss this quickly because I get so many messages on my Facebook group chat, on Instagram, saying they was in the best shape of their life during lockdown. And I get stopped at airports and stuff like that saying, done your workouts in lockdown, got in the best shape of my life. And I'm like, oh, do you still do them? And they're like, no, I don't really train anymore. And I think, come on, guys, like, you felt the best. I know we was all locked down and we all had time on our hands, but you don't need to be dedicating the stupid amount of time we had during COVID. But you should still prioritise, like, keeping fit and keeping active. I was a lot slimmer during COVID, but that's because 1, I couldn't eat out, 2, I couldn't socialise with my friends and family, and 3, all I had to do was exercise and allowed to go out on a daily walk. So your life was controlled around fitness, but that doesn't mean that I've stopped exercising now because I'm allowed my own free time. It doesn't mean you should stop exercising now because you have to travel to work, because how you felt when you was prioritising your fitness and your exercise is how you should want to feel for the rest of your life. And I've actually give people on my Instagrams, my socials, a bit of a kick up the butt for that, because why are you saying that that's how you felt incredible then, but now you've slowed down or you're just not training anymore, or you've maybe, a lot of people have actually said to me, they've gone back to the gym and they've lost all their results. I'm like, well, then go back to what you enjoyed and what you was doing. I think everyone's a bit of a victim as well. Their friends go to a class or their friends start going to the gym and they think, oh, maybe I should do that. But if that's not working for you, then why are you doing it? Do something that you enjoy, that you work towards and that you know you're going to stick to, and you're going to get consistent results.
Well, I do love that these conversations encourage that.
Well, you are taking part in Dubai Active,
Yes.
which is actually taking part. It's going to be happening in Expo from October 25th to the 27th.
Yes.
If you can give us like a sneak peek, like what can we expect this year?
So I do these Warrior Warehouse boot camps, and I do them all the time. So we've just done one in London. We do them yearly in London. We've done them at the Excel. They're incredible. So like, I do these home workouts and I teach every day, like shouting at people on the camera. So they're in real time, and it's just so good to then get that in real life and give such an incredible boot camp to the community. And I know there's so many people that follow me that live in Dubai. So, and we've never done one of these events in Dubai, and it would be really incredible at the Expo as well. I actually think I was at the Expo about 5 years ago, as like an athlete on a stand. And it's just incredible how busy these expos get. So it'll be great to see everyone coming together. Obviously, the workouts going to be short, it's going to be body weight, and it's going to be something that people can then do at home. And I know that the Dubai Fitness Challenge is going on at the same time, where it's like encouraging people to do 30 minutes of exercise in 30 days. And that's what you need to do. I mentioned earlier, you don't need to be commuting to a gym, you know, it's just about dedicating 30 minutes, do a workout, do a walk, do a hike, do a jog, get something done. So I feel like hopefully anyone that comes to the Dubai Bootcamp at Dubai Active and gets involved in this session is going to have an incredible day. We're doing a Q&A, and I think it's a day before, so we've got 2 days there. The day before I'm doing a speaking, like a chat about business and all stuff like that. So it will be an incredible weekend to meet everyone, meet like-minded people, but also give people a really hard workout.
When you say that, I'm thinking, do you like being shouted at the gym?
Yeah, but you're not at the gym.
No, at the workout. But as in, so I'm thinking even if or by a personal trainer. So
Yeah,
if you're
but I'm
on
not-
the phone.
Yeah, but
You're a
it's
shouter.
different. It's different. It's a class.
Yeah.
Imagine you're in like a. Have you ever done a Barry's bootcamp or
I
anything?
know what I was going to say. I like that.
Yeah.
Because I need to be pushed.
Yeah,
I
you
go
have
to some
to be,
classes
yeah.
where my trainers are my friends and we start chatting and nothing gets done. But recently I'm in this class
Oh,
and
no.
they're push.
Yeah, no.
So what a come down. Which date specifically are you doing it?
It's a Saturday, I think the boot camp is. The Friday's the chat. The Sunday's the boot camp. The Friday's the
Okay,
chat.
fine. We'll do that.
The Friday's the chat. The
We're gonna be
Sunday's the
going.
boot camp.
Okay.
But like honestly, when I'm teaching people and everyone that comes to this boot camp is going to see, I will know who's not doing it. Unless I can see that you need a rest, I'm not letting you rest.
The thing is, this is what I fear, you know, because
And I can see everyone. I've done boot camps with 500 people.
Because as well, I do go to Pilates, and when I'm doing the Pilates workout, I can just like in my head, I'm like, is the trainer like, is she judging me? Am I doing it right?
But we like a trainer who judges us.
Yeah.
No, a trainer shouldn't judge you, but
Well,
if you're doing it wrong, you should be corrected.
Right. Well,
I agree.
Yeah.
she's always
Look,
doing it
you're
wrong.
all right to do it wrong. Like, I do things wrong all the time. And it's my pet hate when people don't correct when people are doing it wrong. I also think as well, you're doing my workout, everyone's watching, you better do it right. And I'm going to tell you if you're not.
That's what
I
we
like
like.
that.
We want to get better. We want to improve. I feel like I've been doing press-ups for 10 years. I still don't know how to do them. So I'm going to be down there at Dubai Active with you October 25th to 27th. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Really
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much.
And that brings us to the end of the show. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Bye-bye.